sports, the Coach's Corner is your source. Baseball, football, soccer, and hoops, the Coach's Corner has the scoop. It's the Coach's Corner with Andy.
Covering Tri-State sports, it's the Coach's Corner with Andy on 92.1 The GOAT.
It's the Coach's Corner.
Hey, I'm Andy with the Coach's Corner, and we have Austin here with us today. Austin Sanders. He is the head coach over at the Cumberland Valley Christian School. He head coaches the Blazers boys basketball team. How's it going today, Austin?
I'm doing great, Andy. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Thanks for coming on today and hanging out with us here. So, the basketball season starting to ramp up here. Have you guys had tryouts yet?
We did, yes. Actually, Monday, Tuesday, we had tryouts. And then yesterday, we kind of got into our first official practice and kind of continuing that out through the rest of the week. So,
Did you guys have a good turnout for tryouts? How'd that go?
yeah, so I had 17 guys try out, and that's both for JV and varsity. So I didn't make any cuts. That's just kind of us as coaches figuring out who's going to be on what team, and then JV and varsity practices together as well. So great group of guys that turned out, and really excited for what they're going to bring to the team this year.
That's awesome. You actually graduated from Cumberland Valley Christian School, correct? Back in 2010?
I did, yeah.
Is that right?
2010, yeah.
You played basketball, I'm assuming, for the school. How does it feel to
did.
be the head coach of the team you played on in high school?
Yeah, it's surreal. It's one of those things that I tell the guys all the time. You know, I don't have any kids on the team right now, and as far as personal, and so I just kind of view it as an opportunity to give back in a way that I was given when I was playing. You know, I had some great coaches when I played, and I take everything that I learned from them and I kind of put it together and try to do what I can for the team now. So it's pretty awesome to be able to come back to my high school alma mater and just be able to give back in a coaching situation.
That's so cool to hear. And it's really cool to see those former player coaches out there coaching in any sport in high school. You can definitely tell it always seems to be a little bit more passion behind the coaching when the old players are coming back and kind of getting to take over the reins. You did a little playing in college too. You played at Davis College. How was that? How was that experience?
It was great. It was really one of those experiences where you go and you play at the next level, and you go from being a senior in high school to being a freshman again, right? So you kind of start all over, and that was something that I really I had a hard time with, to be honest with you, to start. I had a hard time with that. I had to kind of refocus and kind of say, hey, I got to do what's best for the team, not what's best for Austin. And I think I grew in that manner at the college level, and that helped me. That helped me, and that prepared me to be a coach, the coach that I am now. And so I appreciate my college coach, Dan Rathmel, kind of helping me through that and coaching me through that. And I appreciate the time I had at Davis.
How does the grind differ from college basketball than high school basketball? Obviously, it's probably a little bit harder. There's probably a little bit more to it. Can you describe the differences?
Yeah, well, obviously the competition is much different, and you're playing. You're on campus, so when you live on campus, like you got practices constantly. You're constantly preparing for the games and all that. But at CVCS, you know, what's really nice about what we got going on here is we play 25 to 30 games a year, which is similar to a college schedule. You know, obviously the competition is different, but the scheduling is very similar in that manner. And then, you know, what I've done, and I said this before, is I just take things that I've learned from other coaches. A lot of the stuff that we do in practice is what I did in college. And so I'm kind of bringing that into our preparation on the practice floor and trying to get these guys prepared as much as possible.
And that's another advantage for the kids on any team that has a former player that did have that college experience. I notice a lot of people that have played at the college level and are now coaching are able to, like you said, prepare their kids for, you know, how it's going to be in college, participating in those practices that are going to be similar so they know what to expect. Because some kids go into college not expecting it to be any different, I would assume. And like you had said, it's massively different. So good on you. I like that. I like that approach. I really enjoy the fact that your kids get to feed off you and your experiences and other coaches that you've had as well. So you started at Cumberland Valley Christian School 2014 as an assistant coach, right?
Yeah. So actually, I graduated from Davis in 2014. Came back and as an assistant, kind of helping out where I could, and then took over the 2 years after that, 2016, 17. So this is my ninth season coaching.
So is this was the Blazers are your first head coaching job, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Cool. So basketball in your life, was it a staple in your life growing up? Did it surround you constantly? Was that your life basically? Did you always
Yeah,
play in
it is.
camps? Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
is. So a little bit background on me. I grew up in Indiana. I was born
okay.
in Raleigh, North Carolina. When I was 1 year old, my parents moved to Connersville, Indiana. And I wasn't born in Indiana, but when you grow up in Indiana, like there's a basketball in your hand constantly. And so I started playing organized basketball when I was in kindergarten, and I have not missed a season since I was 5 years
Wow.
old. So,
Wow.
yeah, I'm 32 now, and it's just part of my life. My wife and I, we met, she played at Davis as well. So that's how we met through basketball. And it's just, I have two young kids, and they love it. They're into it. So it's definitely a part of life.
That's cool. That's cool. You have two young ones as well. So do you take any of those things you learn as a father and apply them to coaching your kids on the basketball team? How often does that happen?
Yeah, it's kind of both ways. I try to take some of the things that I learn as a coach and implement it into my parenting style, but also uh, vice versa, right? My parenting style into what I do as a coach. So, there's definitely some give and take there. But yeah.
That's cool. That's really awesome to see. So my next question for you as we get into the team, your team this season, what I want to ask you first before we highlight any of your players, how would you describe your coaching style?
Well, I want our team to be quick. I want us to be fast. A lot of years, we're pretty undersized. We don't have a lot of size on our basketball team, and so we need to do the things that we do well. We need to. Sorry, let me rephrase that. We need to
Oh, you good.
be good at what we are and do it well. All right. So we recognize that size isn't what we have. So we're going to be quick. We want our defense to create our offense. We want to get deflections that turn into steals, that turn into transition opportunities. And then on offense, we want to have a point 0.5 mentality where if we're not standing there, sitting there thinking what we're going to do with the basketball, but in 0.5 seconds, we're going to make a decision of what we're going to do with it. And so just kind of drilling that stuff out in practice, preparing in practice. I tell the guys, practice is always going to be tougher than in games because we want that when you get into a game, it's going to be easier than it is in practice, right? So we kind of have that mentality as well.
That's cool. So the NBA game is changing right now, as well as the college game. A lot of it is focused on the 3-point shot, not so much, getting low in the post, though that is still present. Is that change happening in high school basketball as well?
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's a lot of it's positionless basketball. And you're not having your center in the post sitting in the post for the entire game. There is no more Shaquille O'Neal's or Hakeem Olajuwon's. We have a lot of guys who can work from the perimeter and even kids. So when we work with kids and develop them from elementary all the way up, we know who's going to be tall and not, but we're trying to create those guard skills at a young age because guys have to be able to have guard skills even if they're tall or big. Especially if they want to play at the next level in college, you have to be able to have guard skills not only on the offensive side of the ball, but on the defensive side of the ball as well.
Yeah, I was just listening to another local sports show here last night, and they were talking about NBA players that were, talked up, and they were kind of the hype of their draft. And I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I want to say Emeka Okafor, maybe. I believe he was a UConn player, if I'm not
Duke,
mistaken.
I believe it
Duke,
was, or Okafor was, or no, he was UConn. Yeah.
but bigger guy, like that Shaquille
Yeah.
O'Neal style or that Patrick Ewing style. And they said like he disappeared because he was too slow to be able to be, who they wanted him to be in the NBA. Because now you have guys like Anthony Davis who can take the 3-point shot outside, Karl Anthony Towns who can go inside too and take the 3-point shot. Like you said, it's evolving and it's cool to see. But man, I miss those Shaquille O'Neal days.
I think my internet connection is low here.
Did it cut out a little bit? That's okay. We can edit, so it's no worries. Can you still hear me?
Do you hear me?
Can you still hear me? I can hear you, yeah.
Yes, it's just a little choppy.
Okay. Well, you let me know if you can't hear me, and this is pre-recorded, so I can edit, so it's no worries.
All right, perfect. I can hear you now. You're good now.
Okay. So we were talking about Emeka Okafor and how he didn't make it really in the NBA because he was too big and slow. And I said, like Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, big guys that can still get it done down low, but they can shoot the three. And that's dangerous. But I do miss those Shaquille O'Neal days. That's for sure. I liked Shaq.
Yeah. Well, and you have to be versatile. I think that's the biggest thing about it is you have to be able to stretch the floor, and it's a lot about spacing. And I can get nerdy about it, but I won't bore you too much.
You're good. So, how many players do you have returning this year? Do you have any leaders on the team you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, so I lost 4 seniors last year, and then 2 other guys who left for the public school. So I think I have 5 returning, 1 starter returning. So it's a pretty fresh, pretty new team coming back. It may take some time for us to kind of gel and figure things out. Patience is not one of my virtues, so I got to kind of learn that on my side of things and be able to communicate well with them what I'm looking for. So
that's what the assistant coach is for. You just make sure you hire a patient assistant coach. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I told my assistant coach last night in practice. I said, I'm going to be the bad guy. You need to be the good guy.
There you go. There's another parenting a piece right there that falls in. There's always a good guy and a bad guy.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
I'm always the good guy. My wife's always the bad guy. I'm too much of a pushover to be the bad guy. I can't. I got 2 little girls, and they have me wrapped around their finger, and I give in every time. So it's kind of pointless for me.
I don't have girls, but I feel like I'd be the same way.
Yeah, it's tough. It's definitely a challenge. So getting in, we were talking about the NBA a little bit, and college basketball. So are you a college basketball fan, NBA fan, or both? Which do you prefer over the other?
Man, that's a good question. I am a fan. I don't really have a team per se. I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. Just when I grew up, just watching him and listening to him talk about the game of basketball. I remember in college, I would watch the Spike Lee Kobe doing work before every game. Just the way Kobe thought the game through. It just I really loved it. In college, I really love what UConn's doing. I mean, if you watch their offense and their defense, it's genius. And Coach Hurley is doing a great job over there. And so I really like watching that. I'm kind of just a fan of learning the game when I watch the game. I can't watch it for entertainment. I really watch it to learn. So.
Well, you kind of answered my other question I was going to ask next. I usually ask this question for all my interviews that are basketball coaches or related to basketball. Greatest basketball player of all time, MJ, LeBron, or Kobe? Obviously, you're probably going to say Kobe here, and I agree with you.
Yeah, actually no, but I'll let you.
Okay.
I'll let you finish your question.
Who would you pick? Oh no, you're good. I think I know who you're going to say, but I'll let you go ahead and go ahead and explain it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So if you would have asked me like 3 years ago, I mean, I'm a complete LeBron hater. Like nobody's better than MJ. I'm that guy. I listened to an argument about it on a video or something, a debate, I guess, not an argument. But I would say that LeBron is the greatest, LeBron is the best player to ever play the game. When you look at stats, when you look at uh, his basketball IQ, he's the best player to ever play the game. I would say Michael is the greatest player to ever play the game. He changed the game when he came in, and not just on the basketball court, but on the business side of things as well. That's a lot. People don't look at that side of things, and so I think Michael is the greatest player for multiple reasons. But when you're looking at just pure basketball, LeBron is the best player. That's how I.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, Michael was like that polarizing figure that just, like you said, changed the game. LeBron's stats are insane. I talked about this the other day with somebody else as well, and how much LeBron has matured over his career. And now everybody kind of sees him as that like player coach, not just that flashy, dunking, kind of player like he was when he was young, which was all great and well and exciting to watch. But he's really come a long way. And it'll be a historic day when he does decide to hang it up. And I can't believe I'm even saying that, because I remember watching him in high school, and it just makes me feel really old. But
right, yeah, I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? And I think another guy a lot of people don't talk about is Steph Curry. When you talk about changing the game, I think Steph Curry has completely changed the game, and it's something that I think he can be added to the conversation just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's the reason, like we talked about earlier, that most of the reason that game, the style of the game has changed. And a lot of other teams are, finding out they have more 3-point shooters, because that's how you run it. Remember the days where in transition basketball, the goal was to slam dunk it at the end. Now you kick it out to the wing and almost anybody can knock down a three. So, I agree with you there as well.
Sure.
Those four definitely, I would put on the top 4. I don't know who my 5th would be yet. Maybe Tim Duncan, just for the actual
Magic.
skill. Magic, yeah. I didn't think that far back. Yeah, I'm still thinking in my era. But yeah, Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, just a 6-8 point one,
Right. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what you're getting to nowadays too. So it's kind of like it's coming full circle. So who knows what's going to happen in 10 years?
Well, I mean, this Wembanyama kid is unbelievable.
I know.
How long he is, and his skill set is unbelievable.
I remember watching a highlight from his one of his first games and seeing him dunk the ball and how far away from the rim he was, and he just reaches over and it's like effortless. Yes, exactly. Almost exactly like that. Yes, it's crazy to watch, and it's exciting, and who knows what's going to be next for the NBA. So, but Austin, it's been a pleasure hanging out today. Thank you so much for coming on. Good luck to your Blazers. If you want to come catch a game, Cumberland Valley Christian School Blazers. You guys have started your season, or are you getting ready to? You said, right?
Getting ready to. We have a tournament November. I think our first home game is in December 5th, I believe. So.
Okay, and they can find you guys on like Max Preps and stuff like that, right, for the schedule?
Yeah, we're on Max Preps. You can go to our website, cvcsblazers.com, and check out the schedule there as well.
Awesome. Well, Austin, we'll have to have you back on maybe halfway through the season. We can talk a little bit about how you guys are doing and maybe talk some more basketball.
I would love that. I appreciate you having me on, Andy. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thanks for hanging out.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.